Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10 finale, boldest predictions. Sorry about the interruption with the introduction. YouTube put something on, some message about, well, you guys know what's going on in the world, but it was a COVID-19 message that popped up from YouTube. I don't know. Sometimes they give me ads, sometimes they give me warnings, sometimes they give me... you never know what you're going to get with YouTube. In fact, my feed has been like super jacked lately too. I'll log on to YouTube and it's recommending. Is anybody else getting like some really weird, creepy recommendation? Now look, I don't want to get too far into, because I know, some people are going to say, well, it's your cookies and it's site. No, it's not. YouTube is sending some weird recommendations from a computer that I only use for gaming. It is, I don't know. I don't know what their ad mechanism and all that stuff is, but it is, it's got to change, man. Google, you make way too much money to be spamming some crazy. It's not cookies. It's not cookies, Julia. I can tell you. I won't go through some of the content that's popping up, but it's, I think it was because Walking Dead used to come up all the time, and we talked so much about Walking Dead, and now that the show's not on, they're just trying to fill in a whole bunch of other algorithm stuff that's the closest thing to Walking Dead. But anyway, we've got a, when we do this, it's a lot of fun because it feels a little bit like a reunion. A lot of us are together every night, and, I get it, not everybody's a gamer. But when the Walking Dead fans come back out, it's kind of like, okay, it's good to see you again, and we're getting closer and closer. And we're not going anywhere. I see E-Beach in the house. What's up, E-Beach? Good to see you, Eric. Pleasure as always. I see Miss June Smith. Hello. Finally, The Walking Dead. So tonight we are going to throw some bold predictions out there. Bold predictions are one of my favorite things to do. Donnie D's on the back up, drug-free. So put the crack up. No need for speed. I'm anti-DRUGG. Donnie D. I love seeing Donnie D in the house. I don't know why always when I see Donnie D, I just want to go Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch on you. That just happens. But tonight's going to be, we're going to throw bold predictions. I love bold predictions. I told you YouTube was doing a little bit crazy stuff. This actually started a little bit last night with some of the buffering issues. I don't know. Maybe it's a holiday weekend. Who knows? But we're gonna throw some predictions out there and just see what what you guys feel. I know a couple people tuned in a little bit earlier and they said, "Hey, I love Walking Dead streams." This is not gonna be spoilers. It's gonna be some I think some educated guessing tonight, some strong CSI work that we're gonna do behind the scenes, but it's not gonna be confirmed spoilers. Yeah. We'll just kind of go with that. So I do have a couple things that I want to kind of get out there. This was some of the news that popped up. Is Robert Kirkman says he has dates. Okay, well, you've got dates when it's going to premiere. We don't. So thank you for keeping that to yourself. But you never know with Robert Kirkman. I mean, he may have tentative dates and they could change. Eric wants to know, is Negan leaving? I feel like he is. I know that's not a popular opinion. But also, there was talk, and this was, I think this is kind of bad rumor mill, but there was talk that Beta, Aaron, Alden, showdown issue, some Instagram stuff going back and forth about Alden there. Here's the one thing I know about The Walking Dead. Is when somebody types something on Instagram, it's an okie doke. It's never true. So if Beta had Norman Reedus in a headlock and Norman Reedus typed something along the lines of, "This could be the end for me," it ain't going to be the end for him. In fact, it's a nothing burger. It doesn't even mean nothing. So if there's something between Alden, Beta, and Aaron, I can tell you Aaron is not going to be the one to kill Beta. Because they're going to have kind of like a show. Now, Could Beta kill Alden? Absolutely. That to me seems believable and very, very doable. I think Beta will crush Alden, and I'm not sad to see Alden go. In fact, Alden was kind of an asshat to Lydia anyway. I know we probably forgive him at this point, but no. I mean, look, Alden ain't no Gage. Like, Gage can go. But Alden, I'm not endeared to Alden. I'm not connected to Alden. Whatever. If he's there, he's there. He's not, he's not. And I doubt many of you are. Is there anybody here in this stream or watching the playback that just could not watch another minute of The Walking Dead if Alden was not on it next season? If so, please speak up. I don't think so. So the fact that Alden's sending something out on Instagram even kind of gives me more pause to think, like, who's Alden? I mean, Alden's not even a main person. Alden tweeting out or on Instagram is probably, and I don't mean this in a super demeaning or derogatory way, but it's probably the equivalent of Charlie tweeting out on Fear the Walking Dead. Or Jimbo the Beerbo. Okay, yeah, probably. Alden to me is slightly more important than Jimbo the Beerbo. So I don't even know if I would put him, okay, maybe a B-lister. But he's not top 30 on The Walking Dead, so what difference does it make if Alden's gone? We expect Alden to be gone. So it's almost like, and I guarantee you, he's not doing anything on Instagram and on Twitter that one of the executives from Walking Dead or AMC is not feeding him. Sorry, shot of Red Bull. I mean, when we see this stuff, we think that we get like a super hint or a clue that, the actor just had a breakdown and went out of protocol. No, that's not what happened. They're just trying to get you looking in one direction so they can shock you with something else. So I could see Alden get crushed by Beta. Beta's still got to kill some people. Before Beta gets killed, let's throw this out there. This is my bold prediction. Beta kills someone on the way to the hospital in a big showdown with Daryl later on. Would you guys agree that Beta's probably not quite evil enough and he's got to at least dispose of one more person? Maybe two. But at least one. One person has got to die by the hands of Beta. Could be Father G. Well, here's why I don't think it's look, if it's two, we got to understand kind of the context of where Beta is and what they're working toward. All right. You guys ready to funnel this down? We're going to funnel it down the way only we do it. Now, keep in mind, I don't have confirmed spoiler information for you guys, so this is straight from the soul. I'm going to reach down into my Walking Dead prediction history and my soul, and I'm going to pull it out for you guys. That did not come over the way I wanted to. I'm going to let's backtrack that. This is live. Can't really undo that one, can I? I am going to rely on my intuition and Walking Dead experiences. There you go. I'll go with that. For fear of anything else. Once you step in it, you can't really wipe it off. So I'm going to say that Beta is still on the march. Now, Beta's on the march. He has to come across Alden and Aaron. So it seems more likely than not Alden's already been captured. There's a rule in horror movies or dramas. Okay, it's not a real rule, but I'm just making it up right now. You cannot keep getting captured over and over again, right? Luke and Alden were captured. You don't get captured a second time. You get killed a second time. So Alden, no. He's gone. Alden gets killed on Beta's continued march to the hospital. So he's going to be the casualty. And there's no way Negan killed Alpha. So I got to say there's almost zero chance that Alden or Aaron will be the one to get the big kill on Beta. Would you guys agree with that? It's got to be, it ain't going to be Negan because Negan's already gotten his big kill. So it's got to be Daryl, Carol, or Maggie. Daryl, Carol, or Maggie, one of those three absolutely have to get the kill on Beta. He's too big of a character. It's the season finale. You can't have a B-lister. That ain't going to make him an A-lister. It's got to be one of those three. And I agree. Well, here's why I don't think it's Carol. Because Carol has already gotten her vindication, right? She sort of hired Hitman Negan to take care of the job because she couldn't do it. So Carol's out of play as far as I'm concerned. Now, that leaves me with Maggie and Daryl. So here's my super bold prediction. And I'm going to stay with this because I said this a while back. The walkers are a problem. And I'm going to stick to my guns here and say Rosita will walk off the ledge sans Andrea. Rosita will get the Andrea storyline. Rosita will save the group. Daryl will kill Beta. Second time around. Remember, Daryl kicked Beta right in the shaft. We're on a roll tonight. But you remember, right? He kicked him down into an elevator shaft. Beta fell all of about 2 feet, and Daryl spit on him and walked away. I don't know about you guys, but I'm checking a pulse. So Daryl didn't finish the job. So the second time around, Daryl's going to get the kill on Beta. So my bold prediction, Beta kills Alden, just enough anger from the Walking Dead universe, like, he shouldn't have killed him, but not too much to where we freak out over it. And then Beta marches in, dire, what are we going to do? We're trapped. We're in this hospital. Rosita has already been bitten. Here's the thing. Rosita's already been bitten. She's on her final minutes, which is why it makes sense for Rosita to kill herself. You guys know Rosita's bitten. Anthony says Carol will kill Beta. Nah, I don't think so, Anthony. We're gonna disagree on that for now, and I'm gonna debunk it in a couple minutes. June Smith, 2 questions. Who has on the mask? Do you think it's Dwayne? And will Beta die? No, Dwayne's dead. Dwayne's gone. It doesn't have to be anybody that we know. It can certainly be somebody new. And that's one of those Walking Dead things. I think, they wanted him to look like Morgan and, he's holding the axe. I don't know. I have not seen. Let me put it this way. How many people think it might be Maggie? Maggie gets the letter. I mean, do we think that Maggie is going to stroll in there with a bonnet on and baby Herschel in her arms? Or could that be Maggie rocking a badass outfit? Or could it be some of Maggie's people coming in there? Just because we see Maggie reading a letter does not mean that's the way she's going to roll in. I think Maggie's going to come in like a badass. And in fact, if she's wearing that, that would be okay. But I expect her to be wearing something even more than that. I expect her to come in looking like she's wearing some T2 battle gear from Play Dead Live. That's what I expect her to look like. But I'm gonna go back to my initial, and you guys that have been here for a while, you know the bold predictions. I'm gonna double down on them right now. I have said for 5 months that Maggie will come in like a blaze of glory. That's the only way the fans are going to love her and accept her 100%. So reading the letter is just letting you know she's coming back. How she shows up, I mean, she might do some Lara Croft, drop down from a helicopter one hand and M16 in the other hand. To me, that's totally cool, because she is going to be the person to bridge the story from season 10 to season 11. The death of Beta is the end of the Whisper arc. Maggie is going to be the one to propel us into season 11. It's going to be the Rick story, the Commonwealth story. What else is out there? A bigger universe, not just cramped into this Alexandria location. Can Negan adapt to that bigger universe? That's a big question. And when you guys ask, like, will he be around? Will he leave the show? I can't answer that question because I don't know how he transitions to that. So, see, that's what I'm thinking, Anthony. I think Maggie reads the letter, and if I had to bet on it, I think that outfit is either Maggie or it's someone connected to Maggie, where they start to make their entrance. So kind of work with me here for a second. Because what we've been given in the teaser and the preview, in both of those things, is we're given these split scenes. And split scenes are very much like the trailer from Comic-Con. And when we get the trailer from Comic-Con, we know it's usually only 8 episodes, and we got to piece it together and break it down and figure out a story. So we can't get the whole story, but we certainly can get, for something that's going to be probably an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, we can get a good overview of what's going to go down. So we know for a fact Eugene and the bicycle crew, they're really, really looking for some help. They're trying to get there. We also know that that's an important story because of Father G talking to RJ and Gracie about 5 fingers, right? You know, we got this group, this group, this group, this group, and we make a fist, you know, and she's like, well, that's only 4. And then he says, well, no, the 5th is the ones that are still out there. So he's kind of alluding to Maggie, and he's also alluding to what is Eugene going to find. He's out there looking for help. And usually when people are out there looking for help, right, they find it in just a nick of time. Remember Maggie showing up with Shiva, like right before Negan was about to whack Carl? It's like split second. So as much as I love Walking Dead, they're not beyond being cliche. Case in point. Give me you guys see the image up on the screen. Have you ever seen a movie where you've had almost that exact same scene? So give me a movie in chat right now where 2 people have reached up and touched through the glass, because I can tell you, it's been done at least 20 times throughout movie history. So Walking Dead is, as I said, as much as I love it, they do bring back some of these things. Alien. That's one. Let's see who can get the most creative one. E.T., Independence Day. How about Mr. Spock locking himself in, and Kirk and Spock reaching up, and he says what? I have been and always will be your friend. How about that? How about Andy Garcia, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead? So many movies, they've done that thing, right? So Walking Dead is going to bring back, if you're talking about something's going to keep us on the edge of their seat, all right, this scene right here has got to be lock Judith up. I may or may not be back when it's safe. So Daryl and Carol, they got an agenda. Now, you know Judith's going to go out there. Now, look, Judith could kill Beta. We could see Judith standing there with a smoking gun. I didn't add her to the list, but certainly you could have, one of the Grimes doing it. Right. Well, see, you guys get the gist of it. So Beta makes the long trek there. The group is getting prepared to fight. So a certain amount of the show has to be the preparation, which is going to be much like Hilltop. Remember all the things they did at Hilltop when they were waiting on Alpha and Beta to kind of bombard them? It was a lot of that goodbye, goodbye. So we got to say goodbye again. That's a good 10 to 15 minutes. Then we got Beta's march. That's another 10 to 15 minutes. Then we've got Eugene. So we've got another 10 to 15 minutes. Then we got the Maggie story. There's another 10. So there's a whole hour right there, not including commercials. That's most of your story. So if you're going to take that last 15 or 20 minutes, that's where it's got to be dire straits. They're getting run down. Somebody's got to make a decision. Everybody's going to die. We find out Rosita's bitten. She has no future. She doesn't want to die in front of Coco. She's doing the right thing to save her family. She runs out, goes off the ledge, creates a distraction, and then Maggie shows up. Maggie and Daryl probably take care of Beta combined, and then it's going to be like, hey, it's about time you show back up. Good to have you back. We killed that son bitch. It's kind of, something like that. Something real Daryl-like to kind of transition us. Daryl, now what you did, that was dangerous. But what I did, I'm here to save you. Something, we're going to have like some Daryl and some Maggie dialogue, and then we're going to set the tone for season 11. So season 11 can't be whispers out there. It's got to be, what are we going to fight next? And it's time to pack up and move on to a whole bigger expanded universe. What happened to Michonne? Where's Rick? Rick's still alive. So I really, really do think that we're going to find out in episode 16 that Rick's alive. I think that's going to be the uplifting moment. Because The Whispers has been a very dark and chilling. You had betrayal, and you had decapitations, and you got death, and you got Michonne leaving, and all of those things. I think that we're going to end on a really, really positive note. And that's going to be the transition into our group becoming fighters again. Because when they stay in an area too long of a period of time, they get beat down and they get weak. And I don't think it's going to be sad that Rosita dies. I think it's going to be sad to find out she's bitten and she's not going to be able to raise Coco. That's what I think. Now, look, that's not confirmed. That's just kind of me thinking where Rosita's at right here and right now. But I think that's a very uplifting death for me, to be honest. That would be a way I could really buy into seeing Rosita go if she's already bitten and she's going to die, like, a la Carl, right? Carl was going to die. I wasn't a big fan of Carl shooting himself. I would have rather him went out like that or done something. Yeah, we're not going to talk about how they wrote Carl off. But Rosita, I think that's a strong story, especially if the group has no other choice. And now you can celebrate later on that, hey, all of us are here right now because of the heroic deed of a couple of people. That's where I think the value is let's not leave everybody down in the dumps at the end of the season. Let's get them excited about finding Rick. And look, as long as we've been without The Walking Dead, and I know they didn't plan that into initially, but I will almost bet you that because of the long break and because of what we've went through as a society in real life, I think they're going to tie in some extras. I honestly think that they're going to give us a little bit more because the popularity of the show is going to take a hit. It's just the truth. There's not as many people watching Walking Dead videos right now because it's kind of, we're in a standstill. So if you need to ramp up your audience again, a Rick Grimes nugget would be really good. I think it'd be a little bit of a, I know June Smith's like, hell yeah, give me some Rick Grimes back. I know, June, I know you want some Rick Grimes clues, but I would not be surprised to see them go back and delay it a little bit longer, get a little bit more dialogue, get some Rick story in there. And if we would not have had such a long layoff, they probably could have teased us a little bit until next season. Let's get us to season 11, and then we'll, episode 2 or 3, we'll hype the group up by letting them know Rick's out there. Now, I think you pretty much got to do it in the finale. I think you got to kill Beta. You got to kill a couple people prior to that. You got to have a sacrifice, and you got to have a big reunion with Maggie and Daryl. And we're going to have to address the Negan-Maggie issue. And I do think that it's going to be a problem with the two of them coexisting. I really do. Now, whether or not we want to carry that story arc over into season 11, then we'll see. I could see it both ways, but I don't love it. I don't love the constant Maggie looking over her shoulder, people not trusting Negan at this point. Look, at this point, I think Negan's trustworthy enough, but I just don't think he fits in. Just because he's trustworthy doesn't mean that he should have a rightful place in Alexandria. And I know the argument's going to be, well, hey, Kills, what about all the other people that did stuff? I understand. Maybe those people don't have a rightful place in Alexandria either. Or maybe they never should have. It doesn't make it any easier for Negan to fit in at this point. We like him, but it doesn't mean that it's congruent with the story. Anthony, I actually don't miss Rick Grimes. I don't either. And I've said that multiple times because I like everything else that everybody's doing. And knowing that Rick is in the Walking Dead universe is enough for me. If he was in the show, I'd love to watch Andrew Lincoln act. If he's not there, I still enjoy watching the other people act. But knowing that he's involved and knowing that there is a movie out there, knowing that there's another universe that he's a part of, I'm okay with that because I just look at it like, okay, he's not on this particular show, but it's not like the comic book where they killed him. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, did they kill him in the comic book in order to set up killing him in the movie? Everybody's got to die eventually. I mean, Rick can't be 100 years old and we're still talking about The Walking Dead 20 years from now. At some point, we got to hand over the baton. Now, I'm not saying that point is now, because I think I'm looking forward to seeing Andrew Lincoln in what I think is going to be a great series of action movies. I think they're going to take, I've touched on this before. I think Walking Dead is going to transition to a little bit of that sci-fi element. And that's not going to be great for everybody. And I see a lot of familiar faces here, so I know I haven't shouted out everybody, but good seeing all of you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here, tuning in for, it's our bread and butter. This is back to our roots. It's what we're always going to do. I know you guys watch some other people here or there, but my promise to you is once there's relevant news out there, once the show ramps on, you can turn off those other fakers and get back over here where you belong and talk about it the way we talk about it. But yes, I did get a George Drake reminder in one of my feeds, and it was something from April that said he knew the release date of The Walking Dead or something, and it was wrong, of course. It was like, I'm a sucker too. I guess I fall for it. It's like, hey, George knows something. He's finally got... no, he didn't. It's not going to show up in June. Come on, George. It's July already. It was confirmed. It was. What's up, Goucher? Good to see you. But anyway, my point is, and I don't usually... I will say this. There are several people that pop up on my streams that have been doing this for a long time. And this will give you an idea that other than George, and this is confirmed, George Drake is a faker that buys YouTube views. So other than George Drake buying 50,000 views for one of his videos, the real Walking Dead commentators that have been doing this for a long time are only getting like 10, 12,000 views per Walking Dead video. Where they used to legitimately get 50, 60, 70,000 per 5-minute, update. It just goes to show you that people, they're tired of the same thing. They're tired of the same recycled information. Something popped up on my newsfeed, another, Walking Dead commentator, and it was like, video's been out for 3 weeks and he had like 7,000 views, and he used to get 60 or 70,000. But anyway, it's just the nature. It's the nature of where we're at right now. I see you, Animal. Thanks for being here. Now, don't get me wrong. Views ain't everything. It's a thermometer. It's like subs ain't everything. It's like, it's just, or a barometer, I guess, not a thermometer. Well, I guess it could be either one. It could be like a temperature check. But it's just, it's a measurement to see what the fan base is thinking right now. Because when Walking Dead's out and there's a spoiler, even bad YouTubers are getting 70, 80,000 views because it's like, let me find out something. Let me get this information. But I think we're kind of, we're a little bit immune to it right now. But when we get back, could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, could be a month. We're going to do it how we do it. Open, honest, candid, bold, all of the above. And we're going to do it and have a good time. So, a couple questions popped up. Will we ever know what happened to Connie? I don't think that was intended to be in the season finale. But I also think that could be something, Valerie, that is written in as well. Whether they make her a part of... You know what? All right, I'm going to give you this. Okay? You're not going to like this. But this would be really cool. So if I were writing The Walking Dead. All right, if you guys want this bold prediction, it's going to creep you out a little bit, but I'm going to make it very visual for you. You got to do me a favor. Everybody in this room has to slap that like button. If you're not here to like this video, what are you doing here? Come on, everybody. All you got to do is slide that mouse over and give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. But do something. Like it or dislike it. But I'm going to go kills storyteller here. Hey. You guys ready to find out what happened to Connie? Because I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. All right. I'm going to tell you my vision of what happens to Connie. You're not going to like it, but I'm going to give it to you. Beta marches forward. Alden and Aaron confront him. Alden gets smashed. Aaron gets captured. The walkers march forward. The group's surrounded. They got no way out. Rosita's bitten. She has to make an escape. Daryl's one true love of his life is Connie. Beta confronts Daryl. And we got to have this big standoff at the end, right? Hey, you might survive that elevator shaft, but I'm going to kick your ass. You know, Daryl is going to we're going to get it. But Beta is still Beta. Beta's going to get the upper hand on Daryl. And Daryl is going to see Walker, Connie, and Beta's group, and it is going to be heartbreaking. It's going to destroy Daryl, his one true love of his life. But you know what? It's going to give him all the adrenaline, all the anger, all the motivation to rise above and to kill Beta. Walker, Connie is mixed in with the group. And Daryl, look, Daryl has to stay single. Come on, guys. Daryl cannot have a love affair because he's the sex symbol of the show. He can't be tied down to Connie because all of you women in this chat right now, it takes away from his value. You got to keep Daryl single. He's got to be best friends with Carol. We can't have, if Daryl is hooking up with Connie, it's going to be the opposite but the same of Ezekiel and Carol. Carol's going to be the third wheel. Carol can't be the third wheel, just like Daryl can't be the third wheel. Connie's got to die. They got too close. I know you guys, you want this thing to last forever, but I told you guys, Rick and Michonne couldn't last forever. It was great while it lasted, but now they're split up. But it's a good story because they'll probably find each other again. She got to die. So, but I think, again, if she dies, that'll give Daryl that, that heartbreaking motivation. Because I do think, all right, even if you don't agree with that scenario, I needed to tell you the story. That's the way I would write it. If I was writing for The Walking Dead, I would give you guys such an emotional roller coaster. Team Carol. All right, that works. All right. So how many of you feel like the finale is going to be an emotional roller coaster that ends on a good note? That we're going to have to, that within about an hour and a half, we're going to hurt, we're going to cry, we're going to see sacrifice, we're going to end the season, but we've got to end on something about the future. How many agree with that? So if you agree with that, then it's not too far off base, right? Now, let's look at the opposite. All right, I'm not going to walk you through the story, but okay, let me just entertain. I'll give you what you want. Let me just say, Connie's alive. Where does that story take us? I'm not asking because I'm not a romantic. I'm not asking because it would be nice to see it happen. I'm just saying, where does that story take us as a Walking Dead fan? It's not whether Daryl deserves to have love. It's who he is. It's going to weaken the Daryl character, in my opinion. At a minimum, it's going to change the Daryl character. Then you've got this love story sidebar that they have to tell it from time to time. We've seen it. We saw it with Magna and Yumi. We saw it with Ezekiel and Carol. We saw it with Abraham and Rosita. It never ends well. We're seeing it now with probably Father G. We saw it with Glenn and Maggie. I mean, think about this. How many relationships in The Walking Dead actually last? How did Sadiq and Rosita work out? Not very well. I mean, that was already gone, but still didn't work out very well. Negan and Lucille, how did that work out? It's like nobody. It just doesn't happen. So at this point, why are we still wishing for it to happen? I just don't think that we're going to get that romantic side. Deadly Dives. Daryl and Dog are doing just fine. Now look, I love Connie. I love Connie's character. I think it's going to be hard. Now, maybe you're right. Maybe it does give you a little bit of hope, but it's going to get a little. All right. Okay, let's take the gloves. Can I take the gloves off for him? I won't rant. But do we really, honestly, and I'm curious at this point. Now, if Daryl and Connie can fight side by side, I'm cool with that. But do we really want to see Daryl and Connie get up and have pancakes for breakfast? Do we want to tell that story again? Look, we've seen it in Alexandria. We saw it with Ezekiel and Carol. Do we really need to see it with Daryl? Connie's character is just as good as she was. She hooked up with the wrong person. So my question is, why did they do that to Connie? Why did they even just leave her and Daryl out of it? Trap Luke or somebody in the cave. They didn't have to put Connie in the cave. I would rather have Connie alive. I just don't like the story. Let Carol die in the cave. You could have left Carol in the cave, and then, Daryl and Connie could have been strong friends that fought. Something like that. Now, I don't know it's going to go down that way. It's very possible. The Walking Dead has done it multiple times. Maybe they feel we need a little bit of hope and we need a little bit of uplifting. Now, the flip side of that, maybe Connie is mixed into that group with Beta. Maybe. Oh, okay. Hold on. How about this? All right. Alternate scenario for the dying romantics coming up right here. If you guys want to hear alternate story scenario, I will tell alternate story. Give me a 999 if you guys want to hear the way it could happen. Maybe not the way I would write it, but the way some of you would write it. I got something for you guys. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm playing both sides of the fence here. All right. How about this? How about Daryl's been learning sign language and Connie is still alive and something major goes down on this march and Connie just has to hold to her own, and instead of saying something, maybe she gestures to Daryl, giving him some kind of clue that none of us are privy to, and it allows Daryl to get the upper hand and kill Beta. How about that? That gives you a little something different. We still got the problem of how they're going to be together next year, but then at least they can work that out next year, but at least this year we end on a positive note, and that positive note is, hey, Maggie's back. Hey, Daryl, he's got the love of his life back. Now, if that happens, then in episode 1, I'm going to need Connie to get hit by a meteorite. and then we got to end that relationship like almost immediately. So I'm okay with keeping them together at the end of the season, but then episode number 1, opening minutes, falling asteroid, hits Connie, done, Daryl's single again. So it's got to be short-lived. You cannot be in a long-term relationship on The Walking Dead. But if they want to kind of make us feel good for 6 or 8 months, do it. Then let's leave Connie alive. Hand gesture, sign language, secret clue, Daryl. Maybe maybe she's going to say, Daryl, Maggie's, something. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. And in fact, it's probably going to be a hidden clue that I personally do not know sign language. I know many of you do. So we might, if she does that, we're probably going to have a translation so we can figure out exactly what it is. That'll be probably one of our videos. But from that perspective, like I said, I love Connie. I just don't like the situation that she's in. And I know she didn't die in the cave. That did not happen. So they didn't just put her in there to leave that story to never be told. So she's either going to be an inspiration and she's dead, or she's going to be an asset and she's alive. Can't be any other way. So we got some good spirited chat tonight. Absolutely. You know what? We're about 47 minutes in, so I want to keep this about 45 minutes. And as usual, I do run over a little bit, but I want to thank all of you guys for being here. Last 6 years, you guys, your support, your passion, your conversation, putting up with my crazy rants, ideas, semi-bad impersonations of Walking Dead characters, but all the above. We got so much different levels of support. Extremely blessed to be with each and every one of you guys. We got an incredible game, Play Dead Live, for you gamers. Jump in, hang out with us. We got incredible Walking Dead community, great Facebook fan page, awesome group of Patreons, Patreon sponsors, Play Dead Live sponsors, this green team right here, all the people that support this channel each and every month. Through everything that's going on, our support has stayed unbelievable. You guys are right here through thick and thin. And, my promise to you guys is I'll be right here with you guys through thick and thin as well. So I know the show's died down a little bit. We will be back, and we'll be back in full swing. But we're certainly doing a whole lot of things to entertain ourselves and keep ourselves busy. You guys are more than welcome. Drop by on a Friday night. Hang out on our Facebook fan page. And certainly we will not be a stranger to Walking Dead videos. It's just, these become a lot of freestyle videos, which is fun too. But, I'm going to try to do at least one a week. And then as we get more news, get back to doing 2 a week. And then we'll be back on a normal schedule before you guys know it. Thanks for everything that you guys do. I do have to do something, though, because I love doing this when we have all of our Walking Dead fans here. So if I can get everybody here, that moderators, Amy, Julia, Kel, Ben the Tin Man, Tommy the Tank, amazing group of moderators. Love those guys. They put in the work, and they're looking forward to the show being back just like each and every one of you. Julia Muse wants some alpha for Animal. I can't if I think about it. Next time, don't ask me to do it, and I can do it. It's just been so long since I've heard her. Your people kill our people. There will be conflict. That's the best I can do for you. Sorry. It's been a while. Love Alpha, but do want to give a shout out to all of you guys. So we'll be back to our super fans of the month. We'll get all of our Patreons up on the screen. And certainly, well, if each of you could just type those digits of 999, I'd be more than happy to give each of you a wonderful shout out. Give me a 999, everybody, and let's wind this thing down. I want to say what's up to Bat Matt Ninja. June Smith, thank you. Amy Bones Ferrero. Come on, guys. Fill up the screen with some 999s. I want to walk this thing out with shout-outs. I see Hippo in the house. Heart of Nixie. Anthony Ancona. Mr. Warlock. Lynn Nesbitt. Busy B. Good to see you. Father Ron. Maggie B. Always a pleasure. Miss the Ninja. Lisa C. Thank you. Deadly Dimes in the house. Coma Drug. Good to see you. Nav Malcolm. Thank you. Tammy Hill. Chris Rainig. The Animal. Diana C. Samantha Coombs. Rebecca Mendez. B-Dub in the house. Andy 317. Lisa E. Louise, thank you for being here. Tyler Smith. Ace Man in the house. Big Tree, good to see you. Crystal Singer Chick Gore, thank you. Janie Fogel, good to see you. Star Guitar Goddess, good to see you again. She's been here for a long time. Good to see you guys in the Walking Dead streams. Eric E. Beach, thank you for being here. Big shout out to all of you guys. So thank you so much. I'm probably going to miss one or two. If I ever miss one or two of you guys, just keep in mind. I'll catch you on the next one. I see you, Andrea McSherry. Good to see you as well. So I don't remember the exact stream that all of you guys showed up in. My memory's not that great, but I will tell you, I do recognize some of the people that have been here 3, 4, and 5 years. So always a pleasure. So Marianne Davis, new here. Thank you. Pleasure to have you here. I will tell you, this group is amazing. I'm just a dude with a microphone, but this channel is made by each and every one of the people that are chatting in those streams they represent the 999 Army. So I'm just fortunate to be a part of that. Heart of Nixie, thank you. Who else we got here? Tyler Smith, formerly Stuff and Things. Yep, absolutely, Tyler. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And Star Guitar Goddess, been here since season 6. That's probably about the time that I started doing Walking Dead, because I didn't start at season 1. So many of you jumped on with the when I first started the conversations around there. So thank you so much. If I missed any of you guys in shout out, I will catch you next time. To all the fans, tomorrow night we are not playing Play Dead Live, but we are going to do an open mic. It's going to be a little bit of Play Dead Live. It's going to be a little bit of Freestyle Friday. So the actual game will not be played tomorrow. We're taking a week off. So Walking Dead fans, you might want to pop into that too, because who knows? We're going to talk about a whole lot of different things, but it'll be more of a casual freestyle feel. So I know it's July 3rd, so many of you guys are going to be on vacation, but if you got a few minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes, jump in and hang out with us. Thanks for all you do. I will see you guys tomorrow. Nothing going on Saturday. We're going to be back with PAX on Sunday, and then we're going to start a brand new week with some PvP next week. So thanks again. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.